fat on it, rendered out, put it on top, and then so it's like in a jar or ramekin or whatever, and then it's preserved. It's a good way to make a little extra money on what normally could just be waste or trim, and it would be preserved. It would last longer than the rest of the animal. So I'm going to throw this away here. These are just some glands. They're always right there, part of the animal. I don't really know exactly what they're. That's not a bad thing. There's always right here, and there's usually a couple up. Yeah, distributing free glands. All right, so I'm going to come in now, and what I really want to do is I really want to try to be in the center of the bone the whole way, so I have two equal parts. And if it doesn't get on the center, that's all right. You could also use, a cleaver for this if you wanted to. And this cleaver is best used with the mallet as well, instead of just like hacking at it and just hoping you hit the same spot twice. Usually I'm good for twice, maybe 3 times, but that third or fourth time I miss and I hit the meat and that messes it up. So what you do is you just take like the mallet, lay it on the bone, or I'm sorry, the cleaver, lay it on the bone, take your mallet, and just tap it through. So it's really efficient, and less bone shard as well. If you're trying to hack this and you miss, you can hit the bone and get shards and then get on the board. You may not see it until you get on a portion or whatever and end up to the customer. And that's what happened with that. So now we got our leg here. If I was going to make a ham, which is really popular. Everybody making their own cured hams or prosciutto type hams. I would keep it at this stage right here and cure it. You really want to cure it probably for 3 to 4 weeks, 2 to 3 to 4 weeks depending on the size. The whole point of what you're doing there when you're curing it is, I was talking about that face before, is pulling that liquid out. So once you pull that liquid out and you're kind of having weight on it and pressing it down, this probably would end up being about like that size. And it's not packed with salt. You just put a bunch of salt on it and just let it pull out. Maybe flip it every other day, put the pressure on there, maybe add more salt. I keep the bones in because once it's been cured in that salt, it's actually kind of searing it too, so it's too salty, not really edible. And once it's cured, you're going to hang it somewhere, maybe like a wine room or a closet, I don't know, whatever you have, wherever the temperature's not going to fluctuate at all. Probably like around 60, 58 I think is a good temp. I could check. So when it's drying, it's going to get like funk on the outside. We're talking it's going to dry for like 12, sometimes 24 months depending on the size. So if I have all these bones in there, when it's all ready, then I come and take these bones out. So that means what's underneath it is good, it's yieldable. So if I take the bones out in the beginning, that means everything underneath it I'm going to have to trim later. So you have to wait a little bit longer with the bone in there because it's going to take longer to dry, but you're going to have more yield. So it just really depends. So I'm just going to take this little flap off here. This is actually what would be the flank steak if it wasn't beef. Flank and the flap. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the flap. It's really good for fajitas and stuff. And all this stuff here too that I'm cutting off, go back through and take out that skin and make sausage with it. Or that would all be really good for a rillette. Another kind of little cool thing to do. It's pretty popular when we make it in San Francisco, but I don't know if it would be too cool with all the hot weather. As we make truffle butter, basically we take truffle pork butter, we take all the trim and we crisp it up in a pan, keep all that fat in there, let it cool down a little bit, put it in the mixer with the paddle and start paddling it and throw it in chunks of butter and truffles and truffle oil. People love it. It's really good on steaks, like a finisher butter.
That's pretty good.
I eat it, but I usually go kind of like eating light and fit that
Chocharone truffle butter.
Yeah. So it's all about that, using that pork and that lard and using up what normally not be used. So I just cut through here because I know where to cut. But just for you, how I know is that I'm trying to make a 90-degree angle with where the leg was. The trotter comes right up. There's the knife, 90-degree angle. And so we know where to separate that sirloin from the leg. This is also something if you wanted to practice before getting the whole animal. You can get like legs in, bone in, skin on, be it lamb, goat, pig, whatever, venison, and then kind of practice your skills on that. So I'm going to come in and I'm just going to saw through this hip bone here. Now we got our little sirloin roast here. Now this is something that would be tasty, cooked like that on the bone if you wanted to kind of roast it and then peel that meat off. When we get kind of done breaking everything in these sections, then we'll come back and do kind of some of those finishing cuts. Now this is what we've done right here. We call subprimals. These bigger cuts here we call primals. I've broken into primals. Now then I'm sort of breaking into subprimals.